What's up? Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. This video made possible by Radulov and the power of bananas. Hashtag banana power. Man, I'm so excited about that win last night that Dallas was able to defeat Nashville and eliminate the Giants and move on to the second round. Dallas is one of my favorite teams in the top three. I don't dislike Nashville. I actually do like Nashville, but Dallas is just one of those teams for me that I cheer for. If you don't understand the banana meme and what's going on here, Radulov likes to eat bananas on the bench. It's to the point where it's become a meme. He did it in Montreal. He did it for Team Russia. He's doing it for Dallas. The dude freaking loves bananas, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the cameras are even noticing this and starting to film him eating bananas. And now there's memes popping up all over the internet, and people are saying that they beat Nashville because of the bananas. Hashtag banana power. And I'm on board with that. I put a poll out on Twitter asking you guys if I should make the thumbnail into a banana-themed thumbnail. And the vote was 92 to 8% in favor of the banana. So if you saw the thumbnail and you were confused, now you're up to date a little bit, and I'll put it on the screen again so you can see it and see what's going on with Radulov and his bananas, because this series was pretty bananas itself. I'm going to go through some pros and cons from each team, give my final thoughts and where Dallas is going in the next round and what can happen. So I'll start off with Dallas. Last time I started off with Winnipeg, which was the defeated team, and then I went to St. Louis. This time I'll start off with the winning team, Dallas. So the first thing I want to say about Dallas is the penalty kill. 100%. Nashville didn't score a power play goal, which was awesome, but you have to look at what team was on the power play. It's Nashville. I think their power play percentage was 12.5 or 12.9% in the regular season, and they didn't get one power play goal in this entire series. So that's not really a surprise, although they're playing one of the best defensive teams in the league, which is Dallas. So Nashville really had a tough challenge for special teams, specifically the power play, getting a puck in the net. They didn't get any. So that's a win for Dallas, and that's a massive loss for Nashville, because you've got Yossi and Subban, and even Ellis can contribute so well offensively. And then you've got the guys up front like Forsberg and Arvidsson and Johansson, who's getting paid $8 million. And like, how are you not scoring power play goals? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So if you're a Nashville fan, I'm sure you're super frustrated. And I'm not even technically really a Nashville fan, and I'm frustrated. So I can only imagine how you feel. Dallas's shots per game. I noticed this was an interesting stat. And yeah, we're only one round into the playoffs, so the statistics are a little bit skewed. Some people are shooting at like 75%, when usually it's a good shooter in the NHL is about 20% in the season. This specific stat, shots against per game, Dallas was 31.6 in the regular season, and so far shots against per game in the playoffs are 36.3, which I believe is second most, or maybe most, of any team in the playoffs right now. So Dallas is actually absolutely getting peppered with shots, but you have to realize that there's so many things that go into that. There's the fact that it's the playoffs, right? We elevate to a new, or not we, but the players elevate to a new level in the playoffs. They're just, I mean, look at Colorado, 50 shots per game, like 3 games in a row. Their average shots for per game is 41, I think. They're just going ham on the shots, which is great. It's exciting hockey. So if you're a Dallas fan and you see that 36.3, probably wouldn't be too concerned, especially with Bishop in net. But I mean, you have to consider that this is the first round. The statistics are a little bit skewed. So if you did notice that stat, don't worry. It's just a little bit more high intensity now. Jamie Benn, Seguin, and Radulov, that whole line was just fantastic when they were together. And that last game, they had Radulov on a different line for a little bit, just experimenting. But when they were together, it was awesome. What a joy to watch. Probably the best line in the playoffs right now of any team. It was fantastic. What I really liked about Ben specifically is that not so much his offensive talent, but his literal awareness of what's going on the ice. He is the definition of a captain to me. For example, when they're coming up the ice with a puck, It's at the end of the shift, and he has the puck. He notices that maybe Radulov and Seguin are headed to the bench. He's going into the zone. He's passing through the neutral zone, going into the Nashville end, and he sees 4 Nashville defenders. He's the only Dallas player because everyone else just went for a line change. He doesn't dump it in and then go for a line change himself. He realizes that, and specifically when Dallas is trying to protect a lead, he realizes that he can kill a lot of time off the clock. So he'll skate in along the boards and literally just hold it there along the boards and take a beating, and take a physical pounding to make a play. And just his awareness on the ice like that is just to kill, it might kill 7 seconds. It might kill a minute. And that's why he does it. He doesn't care about the pounding that he's going to take. It's about running down the clock and protecting the lead and being smart with the puck and not intentionally giving it away for no reason. He can take a beating and then go for a line change right afterwards. So I really appreciate that. It's the little things in Jamie Benn's game that I really appreciate. Klingberg was pretty awesome as well. I would say that outside of those top 3 in Bishop, Klingberg was the best player for Dallas. He was fantastic all over the ice. I think he was a +5. And this is all not including that ending goal that won Dallas that overtime victory and clinched the series for them. So I just thought he just had a fantastic series. I can't say enough good things about Klingberg, not Bird. When we made the preview video for this series, we said that Dallas is going to need some secondary offensive punch and pressure from their team. The guys like Fasca and Zuccarello and all those secondary guys. And that's exactly what Dallas got. And it's not so much the goals that Dallas got from those lines, and they did get some. I mean, Dickinson had some. Rope Hins, which has an amazing name, by the way, he played fantastic. Cogliano played awesome. Blake Comeau, Fasca, all these guys, even though they're not getting 5-6 goals or 8-9 points, it's the offensive pressure. It's the cycle game that they're able to do in the Nashville end. Cogliano specifically, the dude is old in NHL standards, has a ton of experience, specifically in the playoffs as well, and is he is an Ironman. He held the Ironman record for so long, and then I think he got suspended. He got suspended when he was with Anaheim, and it broke the Ironman record, I think, if I remember correctly. But he is a grinder. He's exactly the type of player that you want on your team. I thought he was fantastic in the series, not for his offensive scoring ability, but the grinding. Grindness isn't a word, but he's a grinder. He gets in the offensive zone. He gets along the boards. He holds the puck. He forces turnovers. He's fantastic at it. And a lot of the other guys on his line and the other lines did exactly the same thing. So Dallas played just such a smart style of hockey in this series. It reminded me a lot of how St. Louis plays, actually. So it's going to be interesting to watch these two teams play. I can't go any further without mentioning Bishop. The dude made 50 saves, I think, the past 2 games. He was fantastic. He didn't look nervous in the overtime. He looked very calm. He was making some really smart plays. I would say, really smart saves. I would say generally in the entire series, he was their best player minus 1 game. He had, I would say, 1 soft game. Otherwise, he was fantastic. Can't say enough good things about Dallas. Nashville is unfortunately another story. It's not all negative. There are definitely some positives in Nashville, but one negative, I think, in my opinion, would be Pekka Rinne. He's been, I would say, definitely inconsistent the past 3 years, specifically in the playoffs. He's been pulled 10 times in the playoffs in the past 3 years. Just the playoffs, not regular season, just the playoffs. That's a pretty staggering number, and a concerning number if you're a Nashville Predators fan, and I can't imagine how they feel after this series. There were games where he literally kept the Nashville Predators in the game, and then there was games where he just let in soft goals. That Dickinson goal was a slap shot from the slot, just on top of the slot. He should have had that. It wasn't screened. It was a wide open shot. He should have had that, and he didn't. And man, that was a real dagger, that goal there. Abysmal power play. I've already talked about it, I guess, earlier. It's just how can the power play be this bad? It's just crazy. Stupid penalties is another thing that Nashville struggled with. Sissons, Ekholm, Watson, and Forsberg had the 4 most penalties called against them, or they were the 4 who had the most penalties called against them in that series. and it's just really frustrating. Ekholm had, I think, 12 penalty minutes himself. That, I think it was game 4 specifically, where it's just like every time that Nashville would come off of the penalty kill, they just get another penalty and go back on the penalty kill. I think they had like 8 or 9 penalties that game. It was really frustrating to watch. Just as a general hockey fan, it was frustrating to watch, and I was cheering for Dallas, so it was good for me, but it was frustrating to watch just as a general hockey fan. One good thing is Rocco Grimaldi. He was fantastic. And like, where did he come from? Oh yeah, the AHL. Yeah, that's right. He played 10 games in the AHL this year. So why is it that the best player on your team, in my opinion, he was the best player on the team, why is your best player on the team someone who's played some time in the league below the NHL? That's not how it should be at all. And you can give Dallas some credit for shutting down Forsberg on that entire line. They did a fantastic job at that. So it is frustrating as an offensive player like Forsberg to get completely shadowed the entire game and just have someone on you all the time. So it's not all on Forsberg and these other players, Arvidsson, for not putting 110%. It's obviously that part goes to Dallas as well for making that happen. I thought Brian Boyle was great. I mean, the dude had appendix. Was it an operation, or he didn't have his appendix removed? I think he already had it removed when he was in high school. He said, but he had an operation basically on his appendix. He was out for a couple games, and then he came back, and I really thought he looked pretty good. Like, he was pretty responsible on the ice. He was in and around the net. He unfortunately didn't have a lot of offensive success, but I really thought that he played a pretty solid game, and obviously he was in some pain. He was a +4, I think, in the series. Let me see. Yes, he was +4, which was the best on the team. He was out there grinding, so mad props to him. I thought the worst player on the ice, regardless of the team, was Colton Sissons. He was a -5, no points. He had 6 penalty minutes, and he gave away the puck like it was nobody's business. He was around the net a little bit, more so causing trouble than anything offensively, but it was just frustrating. He was just doing a lot of stupid things. So to me, he was the worst on the ice. Kyle Turris was pretty good in the faceoff dot. His numbers were really good, but I felt like, man, you're paying the guy $6 million. Get paid $6 million, and I really felt like most of the time he was invisible. He had a couple good plays, but I was expecting a lot more from Kyle Turris. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments if you agree or disagree with that. Johansson, who's making $8 million, was fairly invisible as well. Again, some of that has to do with the Dallas structure. 2 points, he was -2, so he wasn't completely invisible, but basically. So yeah, it was just I would say it was a really good series as a hockey fan. Frustrating times, if you're a Nashville fan, you had highs and lows, and if you're a Dallas fan, you had highs and lows as well. But as a hockey fan, if you really didn't have a horse in the race here, I think that you probably enjoyed this series if you got to watch the entire thing. It was really good hockey, back and forth hockey for the most part. There was just a couple of games that were out of reach for each team, but I felt like as just a general hockey fan, this was one of the best series. And the series that's coming, St. Louis versus Dallas, it's going to be really frustrating hockey to watch, to be honest. It's probably not going to be the best hockey as a hockey fan. It's going to be that neutral zone, just trap, crash, banging, and it's just going to clog up. Like, that entire neutral zone is just going to be one big cluster F. And you're not going to see like 7-0 games or 7-5 games. I would suspect and predict that most of these games, the winner will not score more than 3 goals. Dallas is too good defensively. Bishop is in the zone right now. St. Louis is too good defensively. Bennington is in the zone right now. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if the first 4 games had to be decided by overtime. That's how close I think this series is going to be coming up. And I'm going to save most of my analysis for that series when we do make the series preview video. And if you are looking forward to that, I'm happy because I'm excited to make it. Dallas is my 3rd favorite team. St. Louis is my 5th favorite team. They're both my top 5, so it's a bit of a challenge for me to cheer against the other team. But I am going to be cheering for Dallas. And hope you can hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already and catch that future video. I hope you liked the banana prop. It's not a prop, it's an actual banana, and I'm going to eat it after this video. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you enjoyed this series. Let me know your thoughts on this series, and I'll catch you in the next video. Adios. banana.